Hello, Tim, I'm right here. Never fear, Mike is here. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Sorry for the late start. Man, just am getting hit with these after work naps, and I'm just tired, man. After work, these late streams, like I said, are catching up to me. Thank goodness we finally made it to the weekend. We can catch up on some sleep this weekend, which is going to be much needed. But I'm super excited to be back here and hanging out with you guys once again. So today marks the special day where we're going to complete and hopefully submit the Small Business Manager project. Um, it should be very, very fun and very cool. Hopefully, it goes smoothly and everything works appropriately. And yeah, I think today, April 18th, 2025, Friday, is going to be our day for releasing the project. So it's going to be super awesome. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. So let's go ahead and dive in and work this out together. So there's a lot that we need to discuss together here because I want your guys' takes on how we should release this project. So um, for those that are here and have released projects in the past, let me know your guys' take. So um, what we're gonna want to do is obviously push it to GitHub. When I do that, when I submit the project via CS50, currently I have the repo as private. Um, Now I can make that repo public, but then it comes with all of my commit history, which might be useful for you guys to also view, you know, i- as well. So I currently have a repo on GitHub for this, which is currently just set to private. Now I can make that public for you guys, but that's not the copy I want you guys to like be working on if you guys are wanting to contribute to the project via and make this kind of an open source community project for the Discord and YouTube members and stream and Twitch members. I I think what I'm going to do is make a clone off of my original called the community version, and that's where we will go ahead and make edits and adjustments to and whatnot. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? So, also today is we're gonna need to record a demo video. Oh. So we're gonna need to record a demo video, which kind of blows, but it's gonna be necessary. And then we also just need to fill out these Gitignores for these PyCache files that we don't want to include, right? Um, so let's tackle that first. So let's look up on the almighty orb here. Let's say uh, how to use Gitignore for PyCache files. Add this to your Gitignore file, where each line does its contents. Nor compile Python files. So we'll go into here and paste this here, into this one. That takes care of that. Into the tabs one. That takes care of that. Sweet. Okay. So those three README files are now set. If the PyCache is already tracked, remove it from the staging area. Commit the removal. I have multiple direct sections with PyCache in them. You're getting Okay, so then we just go to, so let's just delete this. Delete this. Okay, in our root directory of our small business manager, let's create a sbm.gitignore. Not in the app though, in here. And then let's put this, like it said, the pi cache remove, and then let's do this within our terminal to remove the tracking pi cache. And then we'll commit that. Okay, that takes care of that. All right, cool. Does it work if it's not exactly named .gitignore? Still, I'm not quite sure. Must be named nothing else. Oh, maybe let's look. That's a good point. Can I name it anything dot ignore? Exactly dot Gitignore. Okay, good call. Good call. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then we say git add dot git ignore config dot git ignore. Okay, then we'll push this. Okay, sweet. All right, sorry, let's get caught up in some chats here. Read your chat. Hey, Norpai, welcome. Thanks so much for that recommendation. Yeah, thanks so much. Whoops, let's get caught up on here. Um, Edward says smash that like button. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate you guys so much. Um, oh, is there like a Git add-on for VS Code? I didn't know that. Git graph, Git bling, Git extension pack, Git ignore. Oh, this guy here. Oh, I didn't know this was even here. Oh, wow, look at all these commits that you have here. Oh, haha, look at this. Okay, this is cool. This is auto history of the various things. This is something or other. Oh, this is how you fetch and pull. Oh. Oh, wow. Look at that. And then it shows you side by side of what changed. Haha, you learn something every day. Cool. Okay. And then you have a commit message here. You can just commit right now. Oh. What's my status? So by status, okay. I get um project config. So that just removes those Gitignores. Oh, interesting. Um, Tim says, will we get a cake and muffins like the IRL CS50X final day? I don't know. I don't have any cake and muffins, Mr. Tim, but virtual cake and muffins it is. Avinash, just finished reading a textbook front to back, feeling super accomplished. Nice, dude. I need to hop on your train. I am the slacker alert for sure. I'm the king of just stopping right in the middle of the book. I am on chapter 7 of Pro Git. We have 3 more chapters to read that are really simple and easy. I just haven't done it yet. And then we're halfway through, over halfway through DSA in Python, and we're a quarter of the way through Fluent Python. So, just got so much to do, not enough time. Yeah, I'm multi-streaming onto YouTube right now. Oh, so whoops, let me get the YouTube chat loaded up. I forgot to take, I took that down because I was making I was recording the demo video, but I might just restart it here. We need to record the demo video. All right, here, let's pull up chat. My hair is crazy. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So I guess now marks the time in history where we need to um, make some make a demo video and edit it and put it up and publish the project here. So what do you guys think? You guys ready? I might go mode. That's funny, Mitchie. Uh, what do you mean, Norpai? I'm not really following you. Mike has a beer in his cup. I'm not fooled. No, just some water here, no beer. Um, I could use go for a brew. I like a little draft. Um, Edward's Fort now he's thirsty. Nice. Austin says your persistence is refreshing, man. Keep it up. Great work. Continuous learning. Great things are ahead for you, surely. Thank you, Austin. Woo woo. Big booms for Austin in chat for the encouraging words. Let's get some hearts for Austin here. Everybody spam on like for Austin. You guys are awesome. Mon, read my chat. You didn't have any prior chats, Mohan? The to do thing. I don't see your chat. Oh, yeah, I do like a blue moon. Blue moon is good. What are you guys' favorite? What's the final project? This is my final project, the small business manager. This is my final project I've built for this course. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Just publish. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a demo video here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta make a demo video. I always hate making these videos because I stutter so much and I have to like retry them over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and clear out our database though. So let's clear this and then let's clear our years. Okay, so this is what it would look like if you start fresh from the project, right? All right, let's go ahead and make a demo video. Make to do in project. List all to do and then start explaining each. I kind of do that already. Workflow. Like, and then I put in the database sync. So in the database sync, you copy the file path for the small business manager file found within that small business manager project directory. Paste the small business manager DB file file path as the variable value for the variable file path found within the file path.py. So you paste in your path here. Paste as value to file path wrap path in quotation marks as such. So that's what I have here in the README. And then I have workflow, which basically describes each tab to their extent that you need to know the information for. I also added in for the transaction on returns. You don't have to note that return type transaction only require transaction date, item ID, and item amount. To return total, all other entry options remain blank for valid to be committed. Right, so I added that in as well because that's a little thing. All right, let's go ahead and record this demo video. Oh gosh. Under over 2.5 retakes, definitely over, Tim. Definitely over. Um, like the readme because I know the purpose of, but if that would be a serious readme, I would ignore it. Well, the README, it it explains, it's for like it's like a tutorial basically of how you have a workflow. So if someone wants to read, how each tab works, then they can get information, or they can just watch the demo video. So I just wanted to be able to explain my final project basically on a breakdown here. So, and it basically, it's just my documentation, right? It's my docs for my program basically. All right, let's go ahead and record this thing, huh? All right, here we go. All right. Start recording here. All right, now marks the time, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I guess I have to do my intro again. Oh gosh, bruh. Let's go. Let's record this. We gotta record this. Hold on, Edwards. We'll come back. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me here. Today marks the. Oh gosh. See, this is what I'm talking about. Is these. Oh. All right. Today marks a special day. We are releasing and launching and submitting our final project for Harvard CS50X. What should I say? I can edit it, so this is awkward. I should have done this offline. Why am I doing this live? We'll say, what should I say? I don't even know, dude. Take out chat. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll take out chat. That means I gotta restart my intro thing. Oh gosh. Let's see here. Let's remove the sub count. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. We are going to be submitting and launching our CS50X final project, the Small Business Manager. I've been working on this project for a few weeks to months now. When I first had an iteration of the project, or my first iteration of the project was in the command line, was via a CLI program, where now we have a full-on Python to Kinter GUI to we have a full-blown Python to Kinter GUI. So the rundown basically for the small business manager is that you're met with 6 main tabs. You have an inventory tab, expenses tab, transactions tab, income statement, balance sheet, and settings. In the inventory tab is where the business owner can add and log individual inventory items into the database via a SQLite database. Oh my god. That's what I'm talking about. The inventory tab is where users can see. I gotta do this offline. There's just no way, you guys. I can't do it. I stopped the recording. There's just no way. I stopped the recording. We gotta submit this though. That's what's annoying. Is like, ugh, I need to submit this project. I need to submit it. I want to submit it right now and tonight, but that's frustrating. I can't do it in front of everybody. How do you get into Harvard? What were your SAT scores? I didn't get into Harvard. I didn't get into Harvard. Yeah, this is just the Harvard CS50X final project. This through EDX Online. All right, we can do this. We can do this. Okay. Let's go. All right, we can do this. Come on, we can do this. Okay, I'll start the recording over again. All right, welcome back everybody to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Today marks a special day as we release and finish our Harvard and submit our Harvard CS50X final project for 2025. For my final project for Harvard CS50X, I wanted to make a project that was really applicable to myself and a current situation. I currently run a small business with my girlfriend where we manage and sell vintage clothing online. She currently finds it difficult to manage the accounting portion of the business as she is mainly focused on the marketing and branding and expanding the business for general profitability. So I made this program as a way for her to have ease of use as well as other small business owners that are in a similar situation to be able to log inventory items and expenses, transact those items, have an income statement generated based on the calendar periods and a balance sheet generated under that period as well. Let's go ahead and jump into the project. All right, so when you jump into the project and launch, you are met with a Gitignore GUI application completely written in Python. We have the first tab of inventory where you can log individual inventory items and load them into the SQLite database on the back end. You just give a date, a description, a size, and a cost, and an item will be loaded and displayed into the tree view. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'll make an edit here so they don't have to watch me do this. New item 1, or we'll say vintage lace dress, right? And then we'll give it a size of small and cost of 10. I have populated the parameters for inserting an item into this database. And once I add it in, you can see it's populated into the tree view matrix. If I go ahead and try to add in that item again, I am met with a status failure for a duplicate item, and the item that was duplicated or being attempted to be duplicated is populated back to the matrix for you to view. Let's go ahead and add in a second item. We'll call this black denim pants, size medium large for $12. All right, I'll go ahead and add a second item into the database here. And if you go ahead and view and if we go ahead and try to add that duplicate item again, you will see that individual population of the duplicated item being displayed back to you on the failure. You can press the refresh button at any time to bring the matrix back to its original state. We'll say, in the search item menu frame down at the bottom right, you can select individual headers within the matrix view to actually search for individual data points. For instance, if we like to search and populate our matrix tree for the individual ID item number 1, we can search for ID number 1, search, and there it is, brought to our attention via the matrix. We can refresh and bring our state back to its original place. Moving on to adding expenses. The add expense functionality works very similar to the add item functionality, but just for different data point parameters encompassed of that of an expense. Let's go ahead and populate an expense now. So 2025, 04, 17, or 18. We'll call this shipping materials. We'll say this is oh my. Let's go ahead and say this is going to be labels, right? Or we'll say box labels. Cost is going to be, let's say, cost us $25 for some labels. Category, shipping, method, cash. All right. Now that we have populated some data into the add expense frame, you can see that we are adding in a box labels description on this state for this cost. Expenses have categories associated for them for organizing individual expenses within the statistics, and then methods for how this expense actually took place. You can also give an optional note parameter to an expense to further describe the expense in detail. If we add this expense to our matrix, you can see that it is in our system and logged into the database. Let's go ahead and add in another expense. I'll call this gasoline. Or we'll say camera. Film cost us $12.50. Equipment, cash. All right, went ahead and added in camera film as our secondary expense, and if I go ahead and add this expense, try to duplicate it, you will see camera film is populated solo and brought to our attention as the failure on our duplicate expense note. We can search for individual expenses, just similar exactly to how we did to the add item. We can refresh the matrix back to its original state, search for individual parameters such as a cost of, let's say, 25, and search for all items or expenses, rather, within our database here that have a cost with 25. And as you can see, box labels number 1 was populated in the matrix tree for a cost of 25. Now let's say we also bought camera film for $25 and we add this expense to the matrix tree as well. So we have 2 camera film expenses here. The search expense will populate multiple expenses per search. So if we search for cost of 25, it brings up both instances of 25 cost. All right. Moving on to the Transactions tab. The Transactions tab, we are allowed and able to actually transact and convert inventory items from inventory status into sold status. To commit a transaction, you have to commit one of 2 types, a sale or a return. Let's go ahead and sell item number 1. We paste in item number 1 for the ID here and the total sticker price of the item that we sold it for. Let's say we sold the total item for $25. We sold it via Instagram as the platform. We sold it with shipping for a $5 shipping charge, no fees associated with this, and no applicable discounts to the customer. Again, you can apply an optional note parameter to the individual transactions to further detail them. Let's commit this transaction for item number 1. If we go back to our inventory, item number 1 will now have a status of sold. Right. I'll move forward to the income statement to display what is going on in there before we actually return an item. Within the income statement tab, we are auto-populating various details from the calendar periods given within the database. The calendar period 2025 is currently being worked on, as that is the current period being displayed. And so it is summing gross sales from our transactions under 2025. And various other details such as sales transport, total allowances, fees, discounts, computing a net sales based on that information, a cost of goods sold, computing a gross margin, logging expenses for that calendar period, overall computing a positive or negative net income for the business. As you can see, we have a gross sales of $25 as we have sold one item for $25. We have sales transport of $5 because we have total transportation charge of $5, $0 in fees and discounts for a total of $30 in net sales. This item cost us $10 from the inventory page and is being populated here via the cost of goods sold and giving us a $20 of gross margin. We have 62 and a half. Oh, yeah, we do. We have $62.50 worth of expenses logged within our expenses here, pulled from our expenses page, giving us a total net income of negative $42.50. So currently this business is in the negative. Now we do have an allowances tab here which allows us and will populate the return for the individual items as well. So we can give a sale type or a transaction type of return rather, remove the parameters for everything below the actual item amount because those are no longer needed and will unsuccessfully make a commit for a return if those are given. You only need to give the transaction type return, a date, the item you want to return, and then the amount of the total return within the amount field. You can also give an optional note as well, but one is auto-populated upon a return type for you for further details. Let's go ahead and return item number 1 for a total of, let's match the transaction total for this transaction of $30. So everything balances out on our income statement. Let's commit the transaction, and as you can see, we made a transaction type for line item number 2 of return for item number 1 of a total of $30. The transaction total is $30, which will cancel out this above one, as you can see on the income statement. The gross sales is summed with sales transport less the allowances, giving us now remaining with negative $62.50 of net income because the gross sales cancels out and leaving us with just expenses applied to the business. We then have the ability to track balance sheets or remaining assets left over in inventory for the given calendar periods. So as you can see, we have two now unsold items in inventory via that return on item number 1, giving us a total of cost of assets remaining for the balance sheet for 2025 as $22, and that is being reported here on this line. If we went ahead and committed a sale for item number 1 again for that $25 amount via Instagram shipping $5.00 and commit the sale for item number 1, making it now a sold item once again. The balance sheet will now reflect that that item is now gone from the total summation, and it is being populated appropriately here via the cost of goods sold for that one item went up by 10, and our allowances will be able to update individual parameters specific to that of their business. So they can apply a business name to override the default name within the header. You can give and update, add, and remove individual sizings to the sizing list to further categorize your items how you would like them. You can do the same thing for the expense categories, the expense methods, the individual sale platforms within the actual transactions, and as well the individual transportation methods within the transactions frame as well. As you can see, if I go ahead and add a size of test size to the current sizes and update that, there it is put in, and I can add, and you'll see here within the inventory a size given of test size. I'll go ahead and remove that with the remove parameter, and it was successfully removed. All right, guys, this has been the demo video for the Small Business Manager for our CS50X 2025 final project. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining along. It's been quite the journey as we had 2 iterations of this project within the CLI and now within a full Python to Tkinter GUI application, which is really, really awesome. I had a lot of fun making it. It taught me a lot about file organization and making sure everything works together, debugging. I really, really enjoyed the course overall. And anything else I want to add? I'll be publishing this project to GitHub as well as a community version to where people from my Twitch streams and Discord members as well as YouTube subscribers. I will be publishing a community version of this project to GitHub where my Twitch subs, YouTube subs, and Discord members can access and add additional features for the community within the, oh my gosh, I cannot talk. This is so embarrassing. Okay, so we'll say, for those that are watching the stream, I'm doing a recording right now of our video, trying to get it here. So I say, I will be uploading this project to Discord for a community version for my Discord and YouTube and Twitch subscribers to get access to and be able to edit and oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous. What do I want to say? Okay. I will be uploading a community version of this project to GitHub where my Twitch and YouTube subs as well as my Discord members can interact with and do pull requests to add additional features via the community project. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. So yeah, there we go. I guess that's fine. That works. Oh my gosh. So I want to add anything else? Should I add anything else to the demo video? Do I want to add anything else to the demo video? Do I want to add anything else? No, I think I'm okay. All right. All right, you guys. How was that? Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Let's get caught up on some chats here. Sorry. I was making my demo video for the CS50X final project. Do you know anything about Bangladesh? Not really. Thanks for coming in, that Scion. Or is it that's Aeon or that's Scion? Currently, there is no ability to actually delete an item. So I don't have, that's something that the program does lack, is the ability to actually delete and edit items, right? But I don't want to delete items because then our ID numbers will be out of sync if we'll have a gap in ID. So that's why we'll just make the status like unavailable for deleted items. That's how we can log deletions, is making the status be unavailable. We can then, um, but then also hopefully in the community version, we'll add in some features for being able to edit these individual parameters of these instances and then have these income statements and balance sheets be appropriately edited as well. Hey Beast X, welcome in, dude. SS low. I'm not sure if it's gonna. Yeah, hopefully this business turns some profit, right? This one not doing too hot right now. Hey AB, what package is this? This is the Gitignore. Hey Wahid Kazi, welcome back, dude. Welcome back. Okay. So anything else that we need to add in here? I'm going to remove our current information from the database. I'm going to comment this out and say remove data here. And then we're going to go here and delete 2025. And now if we run app, everything is blank. Nice. And now we can add, or no, let's go. Woo. Ready for launch. Who knew we would get to here, boys? Git commit. All right, we're ready for launch. Woohoo! Okay, what do we need to do? Okay, we need to create the video, so I need to edit this video and submit the form. I created the README and then submit 50. Okay, let's go ahead and should we edit live on stream? Should we pull up Premiere Pro and edit our demo video live, or do you guys want me to do that offline and submit? But I mean, that means we have to just submit offline. I always wanted to submit it with you guys, but I have to submit the demo video. What do you guys think? You guys want me to edit it right now, or? Oh no, video no more than 3 minutes in length. Ours might be a little bit longer than that. That's okay. It's all right. I don't think they're going to be too stingent. They're going to not accept our final project because our video is too long. Well, it's just a link to YouTube. Or should we do a LeetCode problem? What do you guys want to do? Should we edit the video right now and pull up my Premiere Pro and edit it up? Or should we do a LeetCode problem, or start the next project, or start the next course, or what should we do? This is I don't know. It's just cuts. We can do it in 15 minutes. Mine doesn't fit the requirements. I'll put these in the edit. LeetCode, people want to do LeetCode or edit the video here. I'm not doing 48. I don't know how to do it. Okay, we'll edit. Why not? I just feel like it's not that exciting for you guys. No, I'm not gonna do it. It's not. My stream like going offline. All right. Let's see what's up next. Combine two tables in 175. Oh, we need a query? Okay. Write a solution to report the first name, last name, city, and state of each person in the person table. If the address is not present in the address table, report null instead. Return the result in any ordered result format as an example like this. Okay, so yeah, my stream. Hey, Mr. Bailey, welcome, welcome. If you guys are here on YouTube, give a thumbs up. We got 32 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Um, oh, let me bring back chat. Good idea. 1739. Anybody want to be lucky number 1740 on the sub count? Thank you guys so much for being here. What's going on, everybody? My name's Michael. I've been teaching myself how to code for about 10 months now. Coming up on 11 months actually soon. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry, and I've been, like I said, teaching myself for about 10, 11 months every single day after my 9 to 5 job as a formulation chemist, which I work every single day 9 to 5 since I graduated college back in 2021. I've been making projects, reading books. I have a Discord link down below in my description of my YouTube or in the profile of my Twitch, where you can get access to my entire roadmap of my learning resources so far. I provide you guys a ton of books that I've been reading and read on stream live, from Python Crash Course, Pro Git, data structures and algorithms in Python, Fluent Python, and a few others that we're going to get into in the future. I provide a weekly breakdown of all the courses we do, from CS50X to CS50P, as well as some future math courses that we're going to get into now that we've finished Harvard CS50X. Woo, 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 5 big booms for that one. And then we're going to, I have everything in there. And then also that's where we're going to be running our community version. So right for our CS50X final project, this is the project that we just did the demo video for. I'm gonna publish this after the stream tonight and edit up the demo video and get that all ready for launch, and then it should be ready to submit. But I'm gonna have a community version where in the Discord is where we will organize all the events and tasks that we're gonna have take place, so people can come in and basically say, hey, I want to add this feature. Let people know in the Discord and go ahead and make a pull request and into the community version and add in. Like I said, I think it's a great opportunity, as we have here a community of programmers that I have under my I have this great opportunity to work with a lot of people collaboratively across the internet, and create kind of like our own open source project here for that we can put on resumes, and you could also put on yours as a contributor to, and that you worked in part of this group. So I think it's really, really a great opportunity that we have here to be creative and to use this to our advantage and say, okay, not a lot of people have the opportunity to have 500 people in Discord or over 1,700 people on YouTube, following them. So we can use this to our advantage, and everybody here can benefit from it as a community, and say, okay, we all work together on this, and we can have something to show for it. So feel free to use this opportunity to contribute and show your skills to employers and whatnot. I think it'd be really cool. Let's get caught up on a couple of chats here. Hey, Salvic18, hello from India. What's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Android enthusiast, before you learn it, what is your goal? Yeah, just learn them as much as I can. I just really, really enjoy coding and computer science. Just It's fun. Talk about Michael's next project. Yeah, so for my next project, I was honestly thinking about doing like a fast API framework in Python and HTML to be able and CSS and be able to create like a API request for a chemical database and be able to report like safety diagnostics or SDS safety information or just various information on that chemical via its chemical symbol. So maybe they could enter in its molecular formula and that will be brought up and displayed to the user and have information if it exists in the database. Yeah, all of it's learning Python. All of it's this is entirely in Python. We built it over the past like about a month so far. Thanks for coming in, Brain Gem. You're awesome, man. Screen Time Family. Yeah. Hello, Himanushu. Hymanshu. Welcome. Hey, Karan. I'm learning Eric's Math Python Crash Course book. Nice, dude. That's exactly what I used, right? I paired this book with Harvard CS50P. I read them. I read it right after I took the course, and it really solidified. I highly suggest reading it alongside taking that course. It just really, pushes you forward. All right, let's go ahead and get into the LeetCode here. All right, and we'll get some tunes going. How about? Let's get some tunes going for the stream. If you guys are here and new, consider following along. I stream every single day around 7 p.m. PST, me learning and teaching myself how to code and various other things like math. We're going to get into some math here soon. MIT math, Harvard math, a bunch of stuff. Get into pre-calculus, calculus, linear algebra, discrete mathematics. I'm going to really, really go far and try to just absorb it all and take my time with it. Everything, right? Okay, so SQL. So we need to write a query. So we'll say, what kind of framework do I have to use? Like for the connection, do I have to do? So select, um, we want to select their, so you have person and address is okay, these are the schemas. Person ID is the primary key, has last name, first name, address is the primary key. So we want to write a report for first name, last name, city, and state of each person. So select from select. So we got to do a join here, right? So select, we need the person. The first name, last name, and city and state. So select. Is it? Okay, it's here. It's in column name in the person. So select last name, first name, city and state, but the person ID as well. Select person ID, last name, first name. City and state. State from, so we have to do a join between the persons and the address table. So from join let's think. Show me a basic example of a join in SQLite in SQL. So select user. Inner join on. Does this differ from SQLite? Inner join. So that it says inner. I don't remember doing like this inner. Let me see in my. Let me see in my CS50 SQL notes. Repos. CS50X. Terminal. Code. So let's go to week 7. Select title rating from shows. Join ratings on shows. Okay, yeah. So select person ID, last name, first name, city, state from person, right? Join person ID, right? Person ID on person dot person ID equals to address dot person ID. Select person ID, last name, first name, city, state from person. Join person ID on person ID equals address dot person ID. And then that. Test.person ID doesn't exist. Oh, so we have to handle the null thing. Person ID, last name, first name. Hey, Create Kannada, how's it going? Love from India. So thanks so much. Everybody is so nice from India in here. Anybody want to be lucky number 1750? You're 2 away. 1750 coming up. 1750, go get 1750, 1750, 1750. Go get 1750. All right, so join person ID on person ID address dot person ID. So my result was test dot person ID doesn't exist. Write a solution to report the first name, last name, city, and state of each person in the person's table. If the address is not present in the address table, report null instead. Person ID address table. There's no state. State LeetCode. Okay, so test.person ID doesn't exist. Let's see here. It's my notes. It's my notes. So select title, rating. Do we need to wrap this in quotes? I have that other one wrapped. I don't think so. Yeah, so select person ID. Okay, let's just break this down. Let's just say, okay, let's just get the name and last name of the person. So let's select person ID, name, last name. Right, from person. Let's see what that outputs us. I have an error, okay. Select person ID, last name, first name, from person. Table person. So what if I just say select all from person? Will that get access to the person? Okay, so that's okay. Got it all. Okay. So if I select just person ID here and run that, now I just get the IDs of every individual person. Yes. So then if I say person last name, first name. So if I want to get now all the individual information without using the star, okay, that gives me all of the information. Okay, so then let's not get the person ID. Let's just get last name, first name, and city from person. Join. Let's do this. Right. Now if we run this, is our join working? No, test.person ID doesn't exist. Oh, here, ID there. Test.person ID does not exist. Table test.person. Oh, from, okay, so we have to put the table here. So let's see. Shows join ratings. Okay, so join on to the other table, which is address. So join address on person ID. Is where? Is it where? Do you use where? Yeah, no. Join on person.person ID equals address.person ID. Now we get first name, last name, city, and state. And if we run that, test address. Okay, so we got typo a address. There we go. Okay, so now we're getting last name, first name, city, state. So we need first name, then last name. then city, then state. We want to report, though, null, right? So if the address of a person ID is not present in the address table, report null instead. So what we have right now is just giving Bob's because Alice has null for this information. So how can we get null? So we do have to say like if then we're going to report null. Select first name, last name, city, state from person's join address on person ID equals address. If null. How to detect null values in SQL. Is null. Find rows where it's not null. So if it is null, I want to put null in the place of select city. So I need to have the query for city and state. So should I instead query the addresses database for all the values? And if it's null, then give it back. So let's try that. Let's then say select city from address. Can I select city from address if null city equals quote null. Select city from address if null city equals null is invalid. Correct. Much like where city is no use, where city is null. Select collace. Do you know what a left or right or outer join is? I do not. Let's look up that. Can you explain left, right, and outer join in SQL? Think of joins like combining two tables on a related column. Cool. Inner join. Returns only matching rows for both tables. Select all from customers. Inner join orders on. You get Bob, Alice, no Charlie since he has no orders. Left join, aka left outer join. Returns all rows from the left table customers and matches from the right. If no matches, fills with null. Okay, so we need to, so select first name, last name, city, state from person, left join address on person ID. All right, there you go. So you have to do this left join, which is, okay, so returns all rows from the left table customers and matches them for the right orders. If no match is filled, null is put in its place. Returns all rows from the right table and matches with the left. If no match, it fills with null for right join. Returns all rows from the database where matches where possible, fills the rest with null. Yeah, let's draw it out visually. So customers, and then here's a null order for Charlie. Inner join would return all of them where we have matches for both. Left join returns all values for the left despite null values for the right. Right join returns all values for the right despite null values for the left. But will ignore null values itself. So it does not report Charlie on the right join because Charlie is null. But you have an orphan order here. So with a null customer, which is reported on a right join. And then a full gives you everything. Interesting. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. So let's add that to our notes here. Join. So then we have we have left. What was it? Inner join, left join. Left join. Right join. And then outer join, right? So for inner join, returns only matching rows from both tables. Returns all rows from the left table and matches from the right table. If no match, fills with null. Then on a right join, returns all rows from the right table, orders, matches from the left, customers. If no match, it fills with null. Okay, and then on outer, it just returns all. sorry I missed your chat, Poopachu. Sorry, man. Thanks for your help, though. Um, no, Eddie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't know about left or right join, so it seemed like we needed them. Nice, NP. If you would have, if you would have from address left join addresses person P on P dot person works the same as from right join address. Okay, gotcha. So you can invert your join left, join right, depending on if you invert your tables on left or right side. Alone Creation says, I want to learn web development and have some basic knowledge in HTML and CSS and Python, and also a little bit in JavaScript, dude. Nice, that's awesome. Same here. That sounds similar to me here. Welcome in, Alone Creation. Bailey Davis, I recommend looking at React.js now that you have that basic knowledge. Cool. Thank you, Eddie. That's awesome. If you guys are here, part of the late night crew, leave a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. We recorded earlier our final demo video for our CS50X final project. So if you guys are new here, this is our project that we are going to be submitting here probably tomorrow once I edit up the demo video for this. So we recorded that today, and then we solved this LeetCode problem here for this SQLite query. So we learned about left join, right join, inner join, and outer joins on these queries. But I just need to get better at joins in general because they help speed up our queries and then make them easier as well in one lines. So that's pretty cool. Nice. All right, is the next one very hard? Employees earning more than their manager. So table is employee. Here's the schema: ID, name, salary, manager ID. Primary key is ID of the employee. Okay. Write a solution to find the employee who earns more than their managers. Return the result of table in any order. The result format is following example. So do we have a manager's table as well that has a manager salary? So in this output, Joe's manager is number 3, which is Sam, and he makes more money than Sam. Okay. So we would have to say, right, we first need to get we have one table now, right? What should that tell us about the join we use? So if we have one table, right? Well, the join is going to be across the manager ID and the manager and the ID here, right? So let's just get a query. Let's say select, right? Let's just say select all from, right, employee. Join employee on employee dot ID equal to employee dot manager ID So what does that give us back? That gives us jet back no unique table employee. No, not unique table employee. Okay, so I can't join the same table together on various things. So we need to what do we need? What do we need? We need to go through each employee, get the manager ID. Missing one thing. An inner join. No. Not unique tables. Select all from employee, inner join employee on employee ID. So these have to be distinct somehow, and we can make them distinct. Is there an as? Okay, so that gave us back the name Joe. Join employee. That just gave us back Joe. Just join together the two for the ID. If they don't have a manager, we don't care. Not necessarily using as. Okay. So select all from employee. Join employee on employee ID, employee not manager ID. Not sure, Eddie. Oh. Join employee. I have to give it like a. It doesn't exist. right? Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a. Hey, Mitchie, welcome back, dude. Alias, one is manager, one is employee. Oh, there's a manager table? I didn't know there was a manager table. Oh, there's not a manager table? Join employee. Yeah, Eddie, you're probably right. It's okay. As long as, I mean, we're learning them now. Like, I didn't know anything about the left, right, inner or outer join. So, um, as long as we're learning stuff, that's what really matters. If we're using the problems as learning opportunities, then that's okay. I don't mind. Because with these SQL ones, like if we don't know the syntax for the SQL query, then we're not going to be able to solve it, right? So then let's just use these problems as opportunities to learn the syntax and apply them here, right? So we want to select from employee, right? We can't join employee as employee one. So you want me just to remove this employee one, and that'll work for the okay, so this gave me the IDs of the managers and the employees of those said individuals. Okay. Now I need to get the salaries of these individual people. So we want to select name from employee, join employee. It's okay, you're on the right path, but please note I am doing this for the last question. Select first name, last name, city, state, from, person. You have to join the manager, like employee join manager. There is no manager table. We only are given an employee table. There is no manager table. Mr. Mike LGM, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. So, I don't know, but we don't have a table manager in this problem at all. Right, so if I join manager, right, on employee ID manager dot manager ID, right, I'm gonna get a fail because there is no manager table. Rename both of them like you did for one of them already. Okay, so do I use the equals? Like, is this just an alias? Like, what does this syntaxually represent here? Right? Just alias? So if I wrote like, test here, employee would have this alias here of test. Okay, so that's just renaming it basically. Okay. So there's no like as or equals. You can just specify the new name next to the table. I didn't know that. Okay, so let's get some. Okay, so we're giving this an alias. So we'll give this an alias of manager on manager.manager ID. And so that'll give us just the names of all the people. Field list is ambiguous. Column name in field list is ambiguous. So what if I say select all? Okay, then I get everything back, starting with the managers and then the employees of the associated manager. So then let's say select employee dot salary manager dot salary. Okay, so now we got the salaries of the individual managers, or the individuals. So select, right, so select name from where so select where employee salary less than, is it less, do you use this? Okay, yeah. Employee salary is greater than manager salary. Select employee what if I just say select all? So that's not the error. Um, SQL wrong? Wrong SQL? What do you mean, Poopachoo? Check my notes in VS Code. So I could specify as here, right? Just to specify that, but you don't technically need it. So select all where employee salary is greater than manager salary from employee join employee as manager on employee ID equal to manager ID. You did the where filter in the join example in your notes. Okay. Oh, we have to do it at the end? So this gave me back Henry because employees who earn more than their managers. So Henry earns less than Sam. So why am I getting that one back? So I'm getting the Henry option back, but Henry earns less than Max, which is his manager, right? So why am I getting this row back? Where employee.salary is greater than manager.salary. So if I say from employee as employee, join employee as manager, and then we specify where we join, and then the condition at which we want to report back the employee.name. Max. Why am I getting Max here? Yeah. At the end. So why am I getting Max though? So select employee name from employee as employee, join employee as manager, on employee ID dot equals manager ID, where employee dot salary is greater than it. If I put less than here, which it shouldn't be that though, then I get Sam. Sam makes less than his employee of Joe. But why am I getting Henry back, who makes less than Max? Don't alias the same name. So what if I just say employee manager? Still getting Max back here, who makes more than Henry, his employee. Why am I getting So we're getting. Well, it's putting our managers first, actually, right? So what do you guys think? What do y'all think, my friends? No ads. So this gives me back max. So if I say select all, what do I get back? I get back, right, max here for Henry. But Max makes more than Henry. I need to get back Joe, who makes more than Sam. So I want to join together the employee first. I want the Henry first. So join from employee join the employee manager so do I need to say like this over here? So this still gives me the same output. Select, let's just do this. Employee salary and manager salary from this so that'll give all the salaries salary manager salary, okay, employee manager. So as you can see, my employee salaries are being depicted as the manager salaries for some reason. So we're joining employee from employee join employee join left, the employee manager. Or left join. So that gives us now the employee salaries and the manager salaries. No, the manager salaries are not correct. Okay, let's just start over then. Let's say select all from employee where select all from employee, right? So that'll select all the information from the employees. Let's say join as manager. Select all from employee. On on section. Employee manager ID equals manager ID. So now we get employee salaries. And manager salaries are 1690. Hey Electric, how's it going? Hey Abyssal Ascend, how are you doing? Welcome everybody. For those that are new, my name is Michael. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I teach myself how to code for about 10 months now as I teach myself every day after my 9-to-5 job. Thanks guys so much for joining me here. I appreciate you guys for being here. Working on this LeetCode problem here. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Okay, so we're still getting employee salary and manager salaries. We're getting all the employee salaries, then the individual manager salaries. We're getting null. So right now we're joining manager IDs and salaries under this manager salary. What if I just say join? What does the join give us rather than the left join? Just the individual salaries of the two employees. Thanks, Abyssal. Appreciate you so much. Missed something on the on. Join employee manager. If I just say select all, what does that give us? Come on. Okay, this is us. Okay, so we're merging the two lists together now of just Henry and Max. Right, we're only, so we're joining employee on manager ID equals manager ID. Or these don't have a manager ID, so they're not listed. Manager dot ID. Right, we want to do manager dot ID and then employee dot manager ID. Now we're getting Joe and Sam's manager, Joe's manager Sam, and then Henry's manager Max. Perfect. So now what we'll do is say we'll select employee.name from where employee.salary greater than manager.salary. And we run that. Employee name in field list. Oh, employee. Now we run that. I think that might get us it. Oh, we need employee, Joe. Let's go! Woo-hoo! Yeah, baby! Nice. Okay, so I get it now. That was like an aha moment, like a light bulb moment right there. Okay, so what happened there was that, let me zoom in. Right, so what happened there was, that was like an aha moment. So, right, we're selecting the employee's name, right, giving it an alias of employee, right, from employee, the table employee, right? We're going to join together the employee table onto itself as an alias of manager, right? As manager on employee.managerID is equal to manager.id, right? We want to take this manager ID of 3 and 4 and sync it up to the employee's manager IDs of 3 and 4. So this 3 and 4 is going to line up with this 3 and 4. So Sam and Max are going to come in here, Sam and Max. And then we specify a condition where that the employees, Joe and Henry's salary, 70 and 80, will be compared to Sam and Max's salary, 60 and 90. Whichever one is greater of the employees, if there is one, give us that employee name back. So you have to basically, I was getting a little bit confused in my head about the difference between manager ID and ID, and then associating the alias of manager versus employee with the ID versus manager ID. How does that sound, you guys? So Abyssal, right? So this is, we're running SQL queries to basically just get information from matrix two-dimensional tables like you would in Excel, right? So think of like just using English to try to just receive back certain data points within the table. So what we're doing is ignore this first part here. So we're going into our employee table and we're joining to it another instance of the employee table, right? A chunk of this, right? We're trying to get the 3 and 4 to line up with, we're trying to get each manager employee to line up with its manager. So we're joining together the employee table on top of itself, but we're specifying that the second one will have an alias of manager. And then the data point we're going to join on is on the employee's manager ID of 3 and 4 and the manager's ID of 3 and 4. And then we specify a condition for the salary and return the name. Yeah, connecting into itself and duplication on references, that means that you have to do kind of mess with your head and confuse you. Yeah, it definitely can mess with your head. Karan, I highly suggest you look at the Discord link down below in the description of the YouTube. I have in there for free a complete roadmap of my learning for these past 10 months, from weekly breakdowns of the Harvard CS50X course to individual book PDF files, notes, my individual personal notes on those books, chapter by chapter. I highly suggest you take a look at the data structures and algorithms and Fluent Python notes that I've been taking so far, taking a day per chapter and just reading over my notes. It will do a great job of just summarizing what was encompassed in the chapter. I really tried to make it detailed for you guys and learning completely for free. So if you guys are here new, leave a thumbs up on the stream. I really, really appreciate you guys being here and joining me and hanging out with me tonight. You guys are awesome. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably call it here at the 2-hour mark. So today we recorded and finalized our CS50X final project for 2025, the Small Business Manager in Python. We are, right, so this is the Small Business Manager in Python. We recorded a demo video live on stream today. I'll go ahead and chop that up and upload it to the channel and insert it into our submission. And then we are good to submit this. And then I will go ahead and populate and upload a community version of this project so you guys can also start including your own features into this. And as a Discord and YouTube, we can make and work on stuff together here. Would be super fun. So I highly suggest you guys take advantage of this opportunity of working together in a group for your own resumes or experiences to, entice future employers or whatnot with this experience. So I will go ahead and chop up that video and post it to the channel, the demo video, and then insert it into our README under the demo section here. And then that'll be it for the submission. And we also completed today 2 of the next problems from the LeetCode easy set here. We're getting into some SQL problems here, which is kind of cool. We did numbers 175 and 181. So those are those 2. And so we'll come back in and finish these ones up tomorrow and do some more later. We need to get back into our readings. So for those that are new here, right, we read on the stream books such as Data Structures and Algorithms in Python. We're on, we're not on chapter 8. I think we're on chapter, we were looking at trees and LeetCode, so that's why. We were on chapter here, search trees, chapter 11, I believe. We just finished chapter 10. Yeah, we just finished chapter 10. We need to do some chapter 10 reinforcement problems to practice hash maps, hash tables, and skip lists, and then get into chapter 11 on binary search trees. I stream every single day around 7 p.m. PST after my 9-to-5 job as a formulation chemist. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here and joining me. I will come back tomorrow for a stream where we'll go ahead and submit our final project and move on. Please join the Discord and brainstorm additional courses or next materials you want me to learn and take in live on stream. I really want to get into some mathematics, get into some obviously some pre-algebra refresher, not pre-algebra, pre-calculus refreshers, calculus, linear algebra, really start getting into there, brainstorm some project ideas for our next project we want to build. We're at the point where we can start, we can go anywhere. So we're going to continue our reading though, and bring those back to the beginning of the streams, our 15 to 20 minutes of reading per stream, and then also get back into the flow of things now that we're done with the course. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please join the Discord, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys so